The homeless people in the tunnels and whatnot under Las Vegas.
And it's so serious. He does, like, you do such a fantastic job of presenting yourself. And when you're down there talking, communicating with them, and you're super respectful. And then how are those when you're like, hey, I'm putting on this face of, I'm going to be respectful. It's going to be less memes.
I guess there's just certain topics like drug addiction or homelessness where I'll just approach it very like serious, knowing I'm like doing a journalistic piece. And then other things I'm like, oh, I'm going to fuck around, I'm going to get drunk, I'm going to, meme. So it's just like two different approaches to the videos.
Because I think you could do both. Like you could meme on certain things without making the person the victim.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't want to be pigeonholed with what I do. I want to be able to do whatever I want, and I'm not just like a purely serious guy. So
I'm now being canceled because, I always joked months ago that I can't wait to run for office because I'm going to find out so much about myself that I didn't know. Now, apparently, I hate veterans, and I want them to sewer slide. Yeah, didn't know that. Yeah, because of a joke I didn't make, a joke I was joking about not making because I said it was too far. At a table full of veterans during a veteran sewer slide prevention conference I spoke at earlier that day, hours prior.
You definitely hate the veterans.
Clearly. I'm at a table full of veterans. And the funny part is, like, one of the things that we talked about a lot during that panel is, like, this, like, stuff like Unsubscribe, like, dark humor, stuff like that is one of the last things, like, the military's failed veterans, the VA's failed veterans, politicians have failed veterans. The last thing they have to rely on is dark humor. You want to take that from them? You.
I'm like a super internet person. Like, I've been, like, terminally online, I would say, since I was, like, I don't know, 13 or something. So I'm just like so into it. And I actually like these stories and care about them.
But and it shows because you're doing like 9 months ago, you have a video that is 3 hours long, 4 hours long. It's also the Chris
Chan.
It's also 10 million views in 9 months. And the level of dedication and how much information and how you do the videos is fucking ridiculous.
I appreciate that. I think it's my most popular video. Chris Chan is, anytime I do a Chris Chan video, like it will blow my views out of the water. It's just like people fucking love that story so much. And Chris is really the inception of lolcow culture. He's like the reason why so many people are followed the way they are. Websites were created because of that. Like Kiwi Farms was created because of Chris Chan, and all these websites that follow lolcows sort of obsessively, I would say, exist because of Chris. And then there's all these other people like Boogie, DSP, Wings. They get brought into the fold as like YouTube lolcows. There's a whole cinematic universe in my head. Some people have Marvel with Iron Man. I have like internet people who I watch. What I do is like, I have a sort of insecurity or gayness about it. Cause it's like, I'm sitting behind a camera judging people from afar. If you're doing in-person IRL content, meeting someone, you're going to have a different impression of them, whoever they are. In my mind, if you combine the traditional research with the in real life stuff, I think that could make a really cool kind of content. Like what people like iDubbbz
like what he used to do. I was just going to say iDubbbz. The Content Cops. Okay, yeah, back when iDubbbz was funny.
Content Cop, the Airsoft Fatty video is a really good example. I know the Sam Hyde video has some beef with Sam, but I still think that both videos work in tandem really well. And that was like some of my favorite piece of content that came out, whatever that year was, 2021, 22. So I really like that kind of stuff. Like, so my real goal is like combine what Brandon does with what I do, which is why you guys met Destiny the other day. He came out here.
Yeah.
I filmed with him for a week recently. We'll be dropping a like week long. We got like 100 hours of footage documentary about him pretty soon. So that should be good.
It just shows you how challenged and intimidated they are by the internet. Because like really, what you're doing is their job at open source.
Yeah.
Like you don't need you don't need a network deal. You don't need any big funding. You don't need anything. You just need a camera.
Yeah, it's me and my old wrestling teammate Jabari with a GoPro.
Yeah.
Literally.
They're terrified of that.
That's what exactly. That's the same thing with my content, man.
I was gonna say yours is.
I've been doing the same thing that he's doing. I'm showing the same shit that the news is showing.
And they don't treat you like a news group, though.
No, like, you're a racist piece of shit. Even though you have the most non-biased breakdown of police footage you can see.
I'm a piece of shit because of the content that I'm making that you guys have been making for the past 60 years. It's like, why are you, they get
and
so...
weaponizing it.
Yeah, they get so mad that, like, we're just doing it better.
Yeah, like give us some tips. Like where are you going wrong with your interpretation of police footage? Like, yeah, how are you being unethical or bad about it?
Yeah, exactly.
They probably couldn't tell you.
They villainize Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
How can you villainize the one dude that just seems like a good dude?
And it's not like you have to like love Mr. Beast's content, but like he literally, okay, I don't know if you guys know this, he owns multiple giant warehouses in the South where he gives away turkeys on Thanksgiving. And he said openly that his plan before he dies is to give away every dollar he ever makes.
Mr. Beast cures 1,000 blind people, and they're like the Satan man himself.
As an apology tour, he has decided to re-blind 1,000 African men.
What they say is because he's making money off of it, he's exploiting them. Right?
Which is ridiculous, because if that is your mindset, what have you done for any community, period, in your life? You're like, well, I changed my profile pic one time.
Especially mainstream news, though. They're like, this just in, YouTubers are exploiting people of lesser means for money. More at 5 after this commercial break.
How many people have been shot in Chicago this year? This year, 2024.
Shot or killed?
Just shot.
235.
243 people have been shot in Chicago this year.
Unbelievable.
That seems low.
Bro, there's
one
there's
digit
weekends
off,
where
right?
there's like 30 people shot in one weekend.
Oh, yeah,
February.
4th of July weekend, things like that.
Already this year. Oh, not even the past year.
You're like,
No, this year.
This year.
That's
In a
right.
month and a half.
I was like, it's
In 1
February.
month.
In a
It's
month and a half.
February, bro.
Chicago,
240.
Illinois, one of the places with the strictest gun control in the country. That's bizarre.
It
That's
works.
weird.
It works.
Yeah, gun control works.
Take them. It works.
And not tomorrow, today.
Every
Tomorrow.
gangbanger I've ever talked to had all the paperwork filled out and all the licensing and no illegal magazines. I swear.
Cody, fill in on the Acorn situation.
Damn. It was a DV, not even a violent DV, domestic violence. Cop put the guy in the back of the cop car. He was walking back to the cop car to get a form. An acorn fell on the cop car, and he took that as suppressed fire from somewhere and did 2 combat rolls and like mag dumped into the back of the cop car where the guy was sitting. And so the female sergeant on scene saw him mag dumping into the back of the cop car, and he started screaming, I'm hit, they're in there. So she starts shooting the cop car.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, you guys set my channel back like in 6 years.
And the poor black guy inside was like, just screaming as robots are like slow motion, just blasting next to him. And afterwards, he's like,
Dude, he was completely okay, wasn't
He
he?
was completely okay.
Yeah, he was awesome.
I mean,
Like, that's the best case scenario.
he's never
but
gonna have to
still,
work
it's
again.
fucking-
Yeah,
I hope not.
He's paid.
Yeah, so the zombie knife loophole in England it's just like American gun laws where people are just stupid, don't understand what they're talking about. But the rule with the zombie knives in the UK is it's only a zombie knife if it has writing on the blade. So like if it has any branding on the blade where it says like Zombie Hunter 5000, you know, all that dumb shit that gas station knives say, it's a zombie knife and it's illegal. But if it doesn't say that, it's completely fucking legal. So people are just ordering shit off Amazon and having it delivered, and the UK government's trying to shut it down. I want you to do a video on all the UK police that have you, I know you.
Oh,
you've
I've
had
shit
to
on
see-
UK police
all,
so much.
all the pictures of dudes that are like, kind of like how American police will pose when they bust like a semi truck full of drugs and they, you know, pile it up into a pyramid and they pose with it. Like, look at all the drugs we got off the street. UK police are doing it with like some dude's knife collection, and there's like kitchen knives and shit in it, and they're posing. Look at all the knives we got off the street.
the same dude that did Crocs is the one that took over and did Stanley Cups.
That's marketing.
Marketing-
101 right
Marketing
there,
is
dude.
wild.
Yeah.
And you have one dude that just comes and he's like, bet I can help you all out. Bet I got this.
He put a handle on it. He put a handle on it and he made
And
it
then
fit in
send it
cup
to
holders.
influencers.
But he put it in cup.
Yeah.
It fits in
Oh,
cup
yeah.
holders and cars. He's like looking at it and he's like,
Make it pink.
"You guys thought about handles?" And they're like, "What the? No, what? 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 Hey,
There's that.
get Jeff. What about if they fit in a cup holder of your car? Holy shit, it's him! The prophecy's real.
It's the guy flying out the window.
And he's just like, that'll be $4 million. And like, all he did was
done. Yeah, just approved.
You ever notice how trucks are, I don't know, enormous now?
Yep.
Right?
King
You wanna
Ranch,
know why?
Why?
It's because emission standards are like, hey, we gotta save the environment. Your vehicle is only allowed to emit CO2 and pollution in relation to how like volumetrically large the truck is. And the goal that the government had in mind was like, okay, they're gonna make the vehicles more efficient. But what
Yeah.
actually happened was the government was like, all right, hear me out. Let's emit the same amount of emission and just make the trucks huge.
Hell yeah.
So that's why all the American trucks are fucking huge now. That's why like the Tacoma is the size. I'm not shitting you. The Tacoma and the Ford Ranger are the same size as a full-size truck in the 19s, and those are considered a mid-sized to small-sized truck now. And a full-size F-150 right now is like large compared to a truck in the 1980s. So that's why. America doesn't have anywhere near as much public transportation as Europe does. It's like, yeah, because Britain's the size of Michigan, and Michigan's like what, the 38th smallest fucking state? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't sit next to homeless people.
God.
Oh no. Like, oh my God.
What is it? Ukraine's the biggest country in Europe by like a lot, and Ukraine is almost as big as Texas. If you go the longest amount of distance that you can drive in a straight line in the UK, it's 6 hours. From fucking tip to tip, it's 6 hours in a car.
Let
Okay?
them
Houston.
cook. Let them cook.
Yeah.
In Texas, I could leave right now, drive 6 hours, still be in Texas.
You'd be in Dallas.
Sleep, drive another 6 hours, still be in fucking Texas. Sleep, drive 5 more hours, and I'll just barely be in Oklahoma. Get the fuck out of here.
I agree.
That's why we don't
It
have
is
public
better, Nick.
transportation.